Charmander, I'm pretty sure those are just a figment of your imagination. Also, yes, but let's just focus on the immediate future of Metroid for this video. Welcome everyone, this is AndresRestart, and we're going to be sort of talking about the future for the Metroid series, be it Metroid Prime or just 2D Metroid in general. So, where should we start? First, let's talk about Metroid Prime Trilogy HD. Is it real? Is it happening? Will we ever see this game? I think what has happened is that there were a lot of insiders getting this information that it was happening, but this information that people got was from before Metroid Prime 4 getting delayed. There's speculation out there that Metroid Prime 4 being delayed or having its entire development restarted has meant that they would also want to push up Metroid Prime Trilogy because they want it closer to the release of that game to sort of carry up the hype and build it up for Metroid Prime 4. I was hoping that that would not be the case. I was hoping that it made more sense for Nintendo to throw Metroid fans a bone and give us Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, because from what we've heard, the game has been completed. I mean, the game's been completed for years. There's only some enhancements that they need to do to make this thing work on the Switch and have it look cool and play well. This would be an HD remaster. We're not expecting an entirely new game here, so whatever sort of development cycle it would have, it would probably be very short. Probably. So the game's likely been ready for a while, and Nintendo's just kind of holding off on when to release it. That's what I think is the case. So then, when could it come out? Well, I'm gonna predict this December. Why? Because I want it, and that's my only real reason. Pretty much. I feel like I've gotten a lot of predictions right this year, but when it comes to Metroid, I've been getting that wrong consistently every time. It's just whatever I predict the opposite, and you're gonna be right. That's how I feel about Metroid right now. So I'm gonna not predict Metroid for December, actually, so it can happen. We'll see, though. There isn't really any slated published games for December yet from Nintendo. They've been filling up that slot the last couple of years on the Switch, so I'm kind of expecting something else to be announced for December as well. I'm not gonna say Metroid for December, not actually gonna say it, but you know I really want it to happen. But something I think could be announced for December. Maybe that game that I will not mention for that time, because if I predict it, it will probably be wrong. But if it doesn't happen in December, there's all of next year. So, you know, I think it will happen once there's not too much time in between the release of this particular game and the beginning of the hype cycle for Metroid Prime 4. So really what I'm trying to say here is that once we see Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, we will be entering the hype cycle for Metroid Prime 4. Does that mean that once Metroid Prime Trilogy HD is revealed, we'll also see a teaser for Metroid Prime 4? Possibly. Do I think that will happen no matter what? No, not necessarily. What I think could maybe happen, let's say, for example, and I'm not sure next year would be the time, it might be the year after, right? I'm not sure. But let's just say hypothetically, next year is the time, right? Metroid Prime Trilogy could maybe be sort of announced in a early Nintendo Direct, say January or February. And then we don't hear about Metroid Prime 4 then. But the game comes out a few months later, and at the E3 following the release of Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, we see Metroid Prime 4 tease. It's just a teaser, something kind of like the Bayonetta 3 teaser that we saw at the Game Awards, something along those lines, but it will be the beginning of the hype cycle for Metroid Prime 4, and Metroid Prime Trilogy HD will have started to build up that hype and momentum for the game. Now granted, if Metroid Prime 4 is teased, I think it'll be a bit further along than that sort of teaser we got for Bayonetta 3. I think it would actually have some gameplay in it. So we'll see, right? But I also think we should be cautious because Nintendo, especially after having restarted development for Prime 4, they're probably going to be really cautious about revealing this game because they do not want to disappoint fans again about this game. So once they show it, they're going to feel confident that this game is on the horizon, right? So that's why I'm not going to say this is going to happen next year for sure, right? I hope it is, but that may still be a little too soon. I'm thinking that it might not be too soon though, because here's the thing, right? Let's go back to the beginning of 2018. That's when Metroid Prime 4's development was officially restarted. But that's when it was officially announced, I should say. Development may have restarted back in 2017 towards the end of the year. After all, there were a lot of rumors that Metroid Prime 4 was going to show up at the Game Awards. It didn't happen. Maybe it didn't happen because they had to restart development. So then what makes sense is that they restarted development, say around November time, right? Come E3 2020, that would have been more than a year and a half, right? A year and 3/4 about by the time that comes around. That probably is enough time to show off some sort of gameplay teaser trailer, I think. Heck, because it's Retro Studios, maybe they already had some sort of engine running already. Maybe the development for Metroid Prime 4 could be expedited, so a year and 3/4 might really be the case. You know, I think it's possible that they could reveal Metroid Prime 4 at E3 and then it could come out the year after. I don't think that's crazy. So maybe, and this is me being optimistic, but maybe 2021 could be the year Metroid Prime 4 comes out. I'm not going to say 2020, because that's when I really want it to happen. But nevertheless, that's what I sort of kind of think could maybe happen. Once Metroid Prime Trilogy HD is announced, I think we'll be entering the hype cycle for Metroid Prime 4, and a reveal for that will be on the horizon if it doesn't happen at the same time of the reveal for Prime Trilogy. But I also suggested that we'll be talking about a little bit about 2D Metroid. Well, what if, I believe the team's called Mercury Steam, the team that remade Metroid Samus Returns, Metroid 2. What if they are now working on another Metroid game? That seems to be the belief among many. I agree. There were rumors that a new 2D Metroid was in the works around E3 this year, that it might be revealed, that it might not, they weren't sure, but that it was in the works. I still think it's in the works. I think it's been in the works even before those rumors. We were talking about on this channel that, hey, look, Mercury Steam, the team that made Metroid Samus Returns, is probably working on another 2D Metroid game for the Switch, which means it's going to be in HD and it's going to be beautiful and I'm going to love it. But what kind of Metroid game could it be? Is it going to be another remake? Maybe a remake of Metroid Fusion? That would be really cool. But maybe it's time to just get Metroid 5. Maybe the team proved their mettle with Metroid Samus Returns. I thought it was a great remake, by the way. I think they could handle a Metroid 5, a 2D Metroid game, and it finally progressing the story for the Metroid series. I think that could happen. It makes sense. And even if it's not Metroid 5, any sort of 2D Metroid remake would be great to see as well. I would love it. Whether it's Super Metroid or Metroid Fusion, it would be awesome. And I think that could actually be revealed sooner than Metroid Prime 4. Maybe. In fact, I'm going to say this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to bet that something Metroid will absolutely come out in 2020. Absolutely. 100%. What will it be? Well, I guess only time will really tell. And I'm not going to make any official predictions, because whatever I say, you know, something else kind of happens when it comes to Metroid. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, everyone, this is AndresRestart. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I know I've been doing a lot of just kind of like quick speculation, discussionary type of videos, but kind of been on a time crunch this week. I'm going away, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed this, just kind of talking about these games and the possibilities. So that's it. I'll see you all really soon. Bye.